We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. And I just need this record. Um, so yeah, technology. All this onto fire and how to recharge a fire. We're going to talk a little bit about technology. Just I want to make the title, and I wanted to put something else in the title: recharging a fire, life in the mess, and a little bit on technology. That's too long a title. That's too long a title. Technology. My wireless headphones have stopped charging. It tells me I'm flat, or that's flat, 100% charged, but it doesn't. So I can't use these ones. My other microphone is on batteries, and the intention is to wire it to USB. And I've sort of broken it, and the other day I went to use it, and it was going to explode from being so hot. I don't want to use this until I've installed the USB, which means I'm without a microphone. Now, who out there remembers pictures for a few weeks ago with the webcam? The webcam and I had a discussion, and we realised as a result of that discussion, the webcam isn't happy because I'm not looking at the webcam the right way. I'm not looking at the webcam the right way. The webcam isn't a webcam, it said. I am not a webcam. And I said, why? And the webcam said, because I am a microphone. I said, you're not a microphone. It said, I have a microphone in you. I said, I know you have a microphone in you. It said, I will not work unless you're doing a microphone. And I said, yeah, webcam. Yeah, webcam. Yeah, webcam camera. Yeah, webcam camera. Sure, you're a microphone. Webcam camera, you're a microphone. Sure, you're a microphone. Absolutely, you're a microphone. Just start using the camera. Just make sure the camera works all the time. That's what I said to it. Just make sure the camera works, microphone. And you would have followed my problems over the past, well, since, with the webcam. My Mac plan to I needed to restart it and close all the programs. I needed to figure out a solution for the microphone. And I said, I'm going to use my iPhone because on the Mac, you can do this thing where you can use your iPhone microphone on the whatever you're doing on the laptop on the Mac. And I think that's the best solution for me, given I'm going to make a live stream. I haven't got a working one. My autism is calm enough to accept today because it's just a situation that can't happen any other way. I'm not to use them. Well, my, my, my iPhone's about somewhere. My iPhone's about somewhere. I even called it. I even made a phone call to it, and it was buzzing somewhere in this vicinity. And then I thought, hang on a second, what about microphone? I thought, what about microphone? The microphone's got a microphone in it. Why don't I use the microphone in the microphone today? Instead, it wants to be a microphone. Maybe it's actually a good microphone. I don't know. My phone microphone has also got a problem, so I thought let's use the microphone. In the microphonality disorder, my my webcam camera just wishes to be seen as a microphone first. That's all. That's all. That's no big deal. So I said, go on microphone, webcam camera. Go on microphone, webcam camera. You can do whatever you want first. You're a microphone, and today life said, let's crown the microphone a goddamn microphone. It controlled my life until it said I just can't take it anymore. Beyond autism, and I've succumbed, and I've labelled the microphone, webcam, camera a microphone because it's recording the audio today. Without it, there would be more fight in searching for iPhone. It might have taken me an extra 5, 10, 15 minutes. It might have taken an extra 4 hours. It really might have. I thought, I'm not going down that road. No. Microphone, you're a goddamn microphone. Yes, you're a goddamn microphone. Webcam, microphone, camera. Anyway, I finally got the microphone seeing me again. The microphone was able to see me again. And it was all blurry. It was all blurry. And I thought, well, what's going on? Hopefully that's broken. It's just got to put screws back into it. You've got to be following the channel to understand. I've got to put the screws back in the camera still. The front keeps popping up and I keep dropping it every time I touch the USB cable. That's how disabled I am. That's my life, and I haven't been able to get out of that quandary since I've been talking about it live. Either which way, and every time I say either which way, we stop. Why? Because either which way means we're summoning the power of Christian or Jesus, whoever you prefer. Either Jesus repents for our sins, or we go and tell the priest and just repenting our sins makes them magically go away. I don't want to put any more stress on Jesus. We we picked the confession booth to lighten Jesus's load. We picked the confession booth to lighten Jesus's load. What are you talking about, Gabriel? Again, get to it. Whenever we say whichever which way, whenever we say whichever which way, it means for my salvation, for your salvation, for our salvation. And then I forgot the rest. Oh, bollocks. Oh, and we're back. And we're back. I don't know what happened. Let me just check the actual streaming software. The streaming software is good. That was the camera saying hello to everybody. That was the microphone saying hello. Microphone turns itself off for no reason. Still got to put the screws in. I'm hoping once the screws are back in, magically turning off the stuff. Otherwise, we'll be the microphone. And we might need a couple, 2, 3, 4 microphones to the situation. Really important, whichever which way, we have a screen flash. It means for our goddamn salvation then. For our goddamn salvation. And there's an ending to it that's really important, that it goes whichever which way for both of our salvation. Oh, and I remembered it. I am corrupted. I reckon that saying could. Oh, I wanted to say something as well. And the microphone back. could condemn war, whichever which way, for both our salvation, I am corrupted. That's some of the highest level wisdom I'm currently working at as a result of my journey. And that was brought out today courtesy of the microphone. The microphone wasn't talking to me. Oh, we've got the microphone seeing us again, and it saw me, but it was blurred, and I was scared it was broken. I said, no, it just needs a clean. Fingers crossed it needs a clean. I was lying to myself again. It was that scary. But I realised I had to open another bit of software to get the camera work, the microphone working. And I opened another bit of software. And on this software, it was clean. And on the software I use for the streaming, where I've done all the settings, I've added a setting. Improve portrait lighting. And that's normally been on for the past like few live streams, and I've been getting lights from that. What I did. First it was for but with light flash. And today I realised with the blurry camera on the other bit of software, I didn't have lights flashing, I only had lights flashing on the streaming software. So I took that off, I kept the camera clean, and it's like magic. It's like this was buried underneath the last improvement all along. And all I had to do was give it a clean. I admit the window's open, the blind is open at the corner about that much. Let it light, so it might be contributing. Okay, and what I wanted to talk about is all about technology anyway. So we'll talk about something else, and we'll see if we'll come back to fires later, recharging a fire. But first, we all need to bear with me and worldwide and much needed disruption. Hoping too late in the day to take my sun supplements. Oh, I should have taken them about an hour ago. About an hour ago, the sun supplements. The latest in the day that I can take them should have been an hour ago. And it's not an hour ago, it's an hour later now. So I can't really take all of my sun supplements. What do you mean, sun supplements? I mean the supplements that say sun the most. Without thinking about it, go and do some research on supplements. And there should be a few that say, I talk the language of sun. And I have two at the moment. And ideally, I take them before 2 o'clock, before an hour and a half before 2 o'clock, midday. So my body absorbs all of the sun before midday. Why is that important? Because midday, not midday. Maximum sun height midday. Not 12, sun midday. Sun goes in is to winter just realised should be taken on first thing. So I won't take my sun supplements today. But in the summer it's about 2 o'clock. In the summer I haven't updated my supplement program for about 6 months. I haven't been quite coherent with nature as much as I should be. It's probably midday. which means I should take them by 10:30, which means no chance, Gabriel, in taking your sun supplements on time until the summer. Until the summer. I've been trying to make this video and live stream since Saturday, and I'm just so happy about the colour. But oh no, it's revealed the mess. I live in a mess at the moment. But it's okay. Why? Because I like tidying up. I really like tidying up. And all I see is loads of fun tidying up. I don't see it, you know, all the fun. I'm just taking whatever supplements I can reach easiest and a few that are not. Let's turn it to what do we want to talk about today? There's lots of spirituality to come. Can we find something to talk about in the world? I haven't been following the world at all. I've let the world go. I've stopped watching politics, cancelled all the subscriptions on my YouTube feed. And every time I check back, it's insane. It's like last time America kidnapped the Venezuelan president. Now America, last time I checked, America was about to invade Iran, bomb Iran. Well, they bombed them last year, but for another reason, they were putting pressure on them again. So every time I check in, it's really silly. It's not really serious, and I'm like, I haven't got that. This one. I haven't got any truth in me. It's so silly, so silly, so ridiculous. I don't know the answers to those questions. Why did America kidnap the Venezuelan president? Why are they going to potentially do anything to Iran? We don't know. We don't know. Well, we have some supplements. We have a horrible taste in our mouth. What are we taking today's live stream? Should we get recharging the fire out of the way? Let's get recharging the fire out the way with the smoke. Yeah, it works. It works. In amongst the webcam camera microphone situation over the past week or two, we've had a lighter problem, a lighter situation. So you can find your story for the below. So in Gabriel's mind, he knows the reincarnation of Babaji. What do you mean you know the reincarnation of Babaji? I know, I know. There were three Babajis. There were three Babajis. How can you say you know the reincarnation of Babaji when there were three? Because I know the reincarnation of one Babaji, the fire Babaji. I think he's the fire Babaji. I think he's the fire Babaji. He might be the water Babaji. He has so much water in him, all he does is fire. But I think, I think what makes sense is the fire Babaji. Which one is the fire Babaji? The one I know. The one I know. There's three Babajis. There's the fire Babaji. There's the water Babaji. And then I think it's the earth Babaji. What happened to the air Babaji? We don't know. So fire Babaji, yeah, Gabriel, yeah, Gabriel. Fire Babaji, fire Babaji. What happened to water Babaji, fire Babaji? No, 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 not what happened to water Babaji. What happened to that air Babaji? Yeah, not water fire Babaji. See what fire Babaji. Let's see what fire Babaji says. Fire Babaji pops up and goes through his life around the time. Not linked to it, but before I burnt my boat down. Before I burnt my boat down. I was also it was right next door to the Indian community in London. So I must have been tapping into Babaji energy on some level. Babaji energy. And I said, look, of course I'm going to buy a boat. What about the wind Babaji? Without the wind Babaji, this is an instability fire Babaji. It's Babaji's fault that I burnt my boat down, not mine. It's Babaji's fault. You're thinking this guy is absolutely insane. I know. I know. I had no reason for burning my boat down. I was terrified. Oh. And fire Babaji says, well, the wind Babaji is everywhere. Family be at Gabriel. Family be at Gabriel. The wind Babaji is everywhere. The house that be especially the fire. You know the obvious question. We all know the obvious question. Where is the wind Babaji? Everywhere, then, fire Babaji. Where is the wind Babaji? Everywhere, then, fire Babaji. How can the wind Babaji be everywhere when we don't know where the wind Babaji is? And the answer is nobody is where the wind. Nobody knows where the wind is. Where is the wind? Fire Babaji argues. Where is the wind? Fire Babaji is never angry. Fire Babaji is always full. Fire Babaji is always full. Totally cool, totally chill. And anyway, I was having a discussion. I've been playing, not playing this fire, but trying to understand it. How does it work? It wobbles, wobbles. Have you ever known fire combust? Fire is magical. Look, it's a fire. It's a fire, it's a flame. That is magic. If that is not magic, I don't know what is, and it's analog, man. It's not even digital. Imagine we made a digital one. Here with ones and zeros, a digital fire. How cool and magical would that be? That one would be cool. No, not this one. Not this. Not this fire. Not any fire. The bottom line is, I struggle to do basic things like fully repair stuff, in 10 find stuff when it's not too far away at all. It could really take hours. Um, my life doesn't working. Look, when the purchase level wasn't working, because I struggle lighting my smoke sometimes. I really struggle keeping track of where my light is on. It's a real difficulty just around me, just as I'm trying to focus in the day. And this one stopped working. And I looked at it today and I thought, let me give you a bit of anything. Let me see if I can fix it. I tried to work it out. The gas is still coming out. And I looked at the two sparks in the middle. A bit dirty. And it stopped working with the clip. It's got a clip. I don't know if you can hear that with the camera. And I thought maybe it's the clip. So I tried to click it. No, that wasn't working today. But this fire, yeah, this fire comes with RGB. Uh-huh, a fire. Let's try again. A fire with RGB at the bottom. And I looked at the bottom and it was just one colour. It's this one. And I you stupid idiot, so dear. How are you ever gonna light a fire if you don't recharge it first? It's got a USB port, this fire. This lighter has a USB port. And after charging it, I get a fire. If nobody else sees it, man, we've created a goddamn unbelievable scenario. Just needed recharging. Twice. I put the gas in, then I put the electricity in, and then we get fire. Apparently we need three things for fire. We need matter, something combustible. We need a spark, and we need oxygen, or the wind. Where is the wind? Where is the wind? Is the wind before or after the fire? Is the wind before or after? What do you mean? Is it before or after? Oh, about the seven, the wind is before or after the fire. I want to hear this one, right, Bobby? I want to hear this one. No fire. The the electricity is on me. The electricity is on my knee, and there is no fire. No fire. No fire. No RGB. No RGB. No RGB. RGB. No RGB. I clicked it off. It wanted another flash. It flashed another red. It flashed red. Blue means no fire. Red means I don't know. It shouldn't have happened. Maybe extra fire. Extra fire. We just got extra fire. I'm being told I've still got a little bit of coffee down here. I've got a little bit of coffee down here. And I'm going to warm it up again. No fire. no fire. So is there wind? Is there wind inside? The window's closed. The window is closed. But one fan, that fan doesn't spin at the same speed. The fan doesn't spin at the same speed. So the fan goes slow and then fast and then slow and then fast. And it's over there and I've got another fan there at my feet and that one is just steady one speed. Is there wind in the flat? I can't feel any wind other than my feet. Here, the wind is slower, goes faster and slower. In the middle, there's no wind. There's no wind. I can hear something that says wind. I can feel something that says wind. The wind feels cool. The wind sounds. I won't tell you how the wind sounds. And we have aspects of wind. But in the middle, I'm alive now. There is no wind here. No, I can feel it. I can feel it, but no wind. No wind. There's no wind in the middle. And we have RGB. We have RGB, no wind in the middle. And they're asking the question, is it before or after? Is it before or after? Let's see if we can find all the ingredients for the smoke. Coffee, 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 coffee. I'm really worried about the audio, but the microphone has been behaving, hasn't been turning itself off, except for that one time, but it turned itself back on straight away. Yeah. But that's what other medicine I put it last night. What other medicine can I find? Some supplements. Some supplements. We can put some supplements in last night. This supplement says love to me. The most beautiful supplement I've seen. Most beautiful supplement I've seen. But all supplements look the same. All supplements look the same. This is the beautiful one. Don't you think so? Beautiful. It's a beautiful supplement. Beautiful supplement. Which one we don't look for me. Stick that dry it now and stick it in a bit of I was gonna say plastic. What material is this? So it's plastic. Adjustable plastic. Adjustable plastic. And it becomes medicine. Except we forget nature first. And it's so beautiful, this supplement, when it's in nature. I've only seen pictures of it on the computer. I'd love to see it in real life one day. It's so beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, that's in my body. That food, that beauty is in my body. It must be doing something good. I don't know. I don't know. It's so beautiful. I tell myself I love the taste. I love the taste, and why not smoke some? It's that beautiful. You see something really, really beautiful. You want to smoke it, you want to eat it, you want to drink it, you want to dance around it, you want to meditate upon it. You just lost one of the machines. The other machine. The things on the surface. Free medicine. Not beautiful thing. Free medicine. I punch in the code and the machine spits out new medicine, free medicine whenever I want. I punched in my order today and I had three different types of medicine radiating out into the air. And one of them said I'm stopping. Why did it stop? Because I've broken the machine. I've broken the machine. I can't set the time or the screen properly, and I need a separate timer so I can catch it and restart the program before it finishes. But I tell you what, I have a call having a free pharmacy at your fingertips is. I've just got to find out what this what one ended. We'll start in a minute. Free medicine. How cool would it be to have something so beautiful as nature, and it's like near us. It's near, so it might not be in our home, but it might have to walk 20 seconds from my front door, and I've got this beautiful, beautiful nature, and it looks beautiful first. Looks beautiful. And beauty is if you put it in your body, it makes your body beautiful. How does it make your body beautiful? By healing it, healing it. That is beautiful. Not only does it look beautiful, but I know if I ever need it, I just come at you with an axe, chop a bit of you off, put you in some water, make a tea, and I am better. I have to do it with an axe. I cannot do it with a pair of gardening scissors. It has to be an axe. I'm not talking about taking a chunk out of the trunk. No, it's not cut my teeth with chunk. It has to be an axe. Not a pair of gardening scissors. I'm just being silly. I'm just being silly. Doesn't have to be an axe. It's a beautiful tree. When you put it in your body, it does beautiful things. I would really like to see it in real life one day. Would you smoke that? Would you, well, maybe not smoke it, would you put it in some food? You don't really taste it. And if you do taste it, it's just right. And you like the taste. Something was stimulant. That's the medicine. I've got this thing that I do all day long. It's called smoking. What is it? It's a medicine anyway. Why? Because it's nature. Tobacco is just nature. And with that medicine, I realised, oh look, there's a bit of space in between the tobacco. I could put some more medicine in that space. And there's got more medicine in that space. And in between the paper is medicine. It's medicine. It's my medicine. Yeah, but at least I'm not trying to kill myself. Proper. I'm impressed with the camera. Right. I'm impressed with the microphone. I wonder if this microphone has got anything else for good. It has taken me on a journey. And if I know it is, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with its quality. Um, WG live before or after. No wind, no wind, no wind. There's no wind, there's no wind. Why? Is there wind now? Is there wind now? If I move it, what happens? Not a lot, not a lot. Because it's coming out, I can hear it coming out with quite a force, less like the candle. And it can't, probably can't see it too well on the screen, but if I move it left, I move it right, it wobbles. The flame wobbles. Why does the flame wobble? What is the resistance against the flame if there is no wind? If there is no wind, can you leave that in the picture somewhere without burning anything? I was fine, resting on top of the magnesium. I think it's file of scientific love magnesium is potassium, explosive potassium, like eucalyptus, potassium eucalyptus. I went, I tried to make a live thing the other day after the alchemicalization. It didn't work. So that's why I'm at the moment. Crazy alchemist mode. I'm putting potassium with eucalyptus because I say when I light my eucalyptus incense, eucalyptus doesn't work like incense. Eucalyptus explodes like potassium. If I hold the flame to something combustible like white sage slowly takes the heat and the fire is transferred. Eucalyptus fights. It keeps fighting. He says, I am not going to go to a flame. I do not want your fire. And then it can't take any more heat. But the eucalyptus explodes and it goes and bursts into flames. For me, there is wind. I move it one way, the top is wobbling against something. I need to know why it's wobbling. Why does the top wobble? Why does the top of why does the flame of the fire wobble? That's not the fire. The flame, not the flame. The flame is not the fire. The flame is something else. It's not the fire. But a flame is after or as a result of a fire. And the flame is susceptible to wind. The flame is susceptible to wind, but that is not the fire, just the flame. Wind can extinguish the fire, but it's a lot harder if I'm focusing on what I see as the fire to extinguish it. Then, if I think the fire is a flame, it's exactly the same. If I focus on the flame and I move my hand this way, the flame wobbles, and I make an assessment in time and space, and I think, how would I have to move my hand to extinguish the flame? And I could do it if I wanted. I'll try. A good try, another go. It's extinguished. I'm focusing on what I see as the fire. I reckon it's harder. Experimentation time with some hot wax. Hot wax. How are we going to do this? Okay, just a little bit of wax still. Use a few seconds to get going again. Can we work with the wind is always alongside the fire? We can and we can't. We can and we can't. I'm going to explain it from how I see fire. Before a fire, the wind is, how's the wind viewed? It's only brought into question at the moment of a spark. The wind is never questioned before the spark of a fire. At that moment, the wind is brought into question. Is the fire going to light? And if it doesn't light, was it due to the wind? And if it does light, how did it light in relation to the wind? How did it light in relation to the wind? And what's happened though, at the moment of fire, at the moment when it says a flame can be born and sustained, it's saying I am going to cover myself with a flame. I am going to give myself a layer of impermanence to wind, unless the wind makes itself known and extinguishes. The flame is from wind. Flame is above the wind, and before the fire, the wind is only ever questioned at the moment of a spark. Where is the wind in relation to a fire? Well, I think you just said it. The wind is only brought into question at the moment of a spark in relation to a fire. It makes it to a fire where fire now has a buffer to the wind, so it's in a different dimension to the wind because of the flame. If the wind says, no, fire, stop being silly, I am in the same dimension as you, the wind comes along and tries to put out the fire. It tries to put out the fire, but what's happened? I'm talking about it as a fire now, not as a flame. And it really makes a big difference. A flame is easy to put out because a flame isn't a fire. A flame isn't magic. A flame is magic. And you love coffee so much, what does it matter? To take your hat off and make it happen. Time after time after time. And it's like, well, yeah, it don't really matter. It's just the perfect, what is it, oven glove, but touching, butter, hot roll, touching butter. And what happens? Absolutely. My hat is a little bit warm now. How nice. You could pay £20 for some sort of heated hat, and then £4 for some sort of touching hot stuff glove, and then a cheap one. But you don't have this combination, do you? Just taking it off your head, getting in the putting it back, and oh yeah, few minutes of, of heat therapy for my head, warming heat therapy. Where is wind in relation to fire? It is only possible to express them at the moment of a spark in relation to the if it makes a situation the fire can back to the wind, unless the wind can stop the interdimensional buffer of the flame. That is the wind's challenge. But it's not a challenge. There is no challenge. It's just nature. Does it happen that the wind puts out the fire, or does it happen that it doesn't get put out by the fire? The other question is, okay, it didn't make it to a fire on this occasion, but there was a spark and we questioned the wind. Was it because of the wind that the fire didn't form? Right, that's my most enlightened thinking and wind in relation to fire. My most enlightened thinking. I've known the reincarnation of Baba as a friend since I was about 15. And you're 50, 50, since I was reincarnated, I said, hey, look, can I be your friend? I went up to him in school and said, hey, X, can I be your friend? And he said, of course, of course. Um, and I've lived 25 years since that moment. I've been into spirituality since about the age of 18. And my best wisdom when it comes to most important is that higher level thinking today. High level thinking. Can you still see the fire? I think you can still see the fire. Just you can see the tip. It doesn't want to show itself. It's a trying little flame, but it's not a flame. It's a fire. It's a definite fire. It's not a candle. It's not a flame. It's a fire. It's a goddamn fire. You think now you know where the wind is, can you figure out where the fire is? Can we figure out and know where the fire is now that we know where the wind is in relation to fire? Go and find the fire. What do you mean? What do you mean don't find the fire? I've lit fires in my life. Yeah, I'm not a smoker, but I know how to light a night. I'm not a re- I'm not an idiot. There's a reason why that word isn't bad in my life. So really, really, I only got re out. If it wasn't well, it's the reason it's not a bad thing in my life. It doesn't need the chat. This this fire, this is a fire. That's a fire. I pull on it to keep the fire going. So what happens if this fire sticks to that fire? What happens? What happens? Hey, fire, yeah, fire. I'm a fire too, yeah, fire. I'm a fire. Yeah, I know you're a fire. You've got a flame. You're showing off fire. I know. I know. So the solution not any different. No, still don't know I'm smoking. I still don't know I'm smoking. At least the fires could have a chat. At least the fires could have a chat. We've had a chat with the microphone. Is there anything else we need to take? No, no, I'm a bit rare. No, I'm a bit rare. You want to know more about the fire. Well, what should we say? Rose water in relation to fire? You want to do rose water in relation to fire? What can I do rose water in relation to fire? The same way I did rose wind in relation to fire. Find out where earth is in relation to fire also, and have three relationships to fire, and maybe everybody can find the fire. Can you all find the fire? Well, all I know is the fire doesn't happen if it's not recharged. It really does not happen if it's not recharged. Welcome to Planet Earth 2026. Let's set a scene. Quickly rewind how many thousands of years. What is your version of history? I have to rewind hundreds of millions. Most people a few thousand years. Either way, we're in the same place. We have some picture of man and woman that don't have access to lounges, and they don't have high-rise buildings, they don't have storage homes, don't have any vehicles. Yet we're talking about the Simpsons, the Flintstones. We're talking about the Flintstones, yeah. If you want to drive, it's with your feet. And they need fire. The Flintstones need fire. They don't talk the real Flintstones. That was a translation. It was all silent, the original. Why are we there? Why are we here? Why are we here? I had to travel a few hundred million. You took the cheap. You took the cheap route. You took the shortcut. You traveled the south. I traveled 100 million. Good. Where did it come from? What's the point? How did it back in time? Something to do with fire. All I need is fire. I'm not going to tell you the water or the earth in relation to fire. You know how to find that now. It's simple. What we will have, we're both the Flintstones at the moment, and there's a fire in between. Let's just sit here for a while. Let's sit here for a while. Oh yeah, look, in the RGB. I sit down and I see RGB. And who's it? Well, it's not homeless. It's not homeless Flintstone. Is it Fred Flintstone? We think it's Fred Flintstone Bambi and somebody else or two. And you go, RGB Fred. And Fred goes, huh? RGB, yeah, RGB USB electricity. Huh? And you go, fire. Oh, oh, oh. Electricity. 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 Yes. Not oxygen, combustion, matter, material. No. USB, a bit of electricity. Oh yeah, ending on RGB. Forgetting the magic, that could be. We're on a rhyming thing today. We're on a rhyming thing today. We all just rhyme. Ridiculous. The amount of effort and energy it would take to make finding the step is unbelievable. Collecting the wood, collecting the small matter that burns first, collecting the bigger wood but they want lot after making a small bit. So we have to go and forage for all of that. That could take hours or days if it's right. Then come back and figure out how the hell am I going to light this? Have I found some flint I'm going to rub together and I know the right angle to just get a fire going with the spark? Or am I going to rub a stick and a bit of string for ages, turning it round and round, turning it round and round? I've lost my. Where did it vanished? I dropped it and it vanished. I dropped my smoke and it vanished. It kind of vanished. It's good, right? Someone say that. It doesn't sound wrong. That doesn't sound correct. The smoke has disappeared. Come on, come on. Just make another fire. And my bit of string and my wood, and my two wood sticks, I rubbed it and it turned somehow. And I'm there and I'm giving all this energy and spark, and I've got to keep rubbing and into the fire now. Quickly, quickly. And I'm blowing on the fire. I'm blowing on the goddamn fire to make the fire start. That is the room in the fire. What is also the fire. That's how we make fire every time. We rub the stick, we blow it onto the little pre-prepared bundle, and you're praying that we can magically turn it and hold it correctly, that it ignites, and we're reading all the smoke and all the straws and the spark where it went in the center, and we're there and we're with it, and we decide to give it a little blow to make it light, and that's every time.